area. Moving on to our other topic, Honduras. This is one that I'm so glad our chief political analyst is here on. This is the first topic that I will admit that I don't know too much about. So I'm going to give it to my chief political analyst, and she's going to break it down what this means to us as citizens in the United States, and what this means to us as a greater on a global scale, as global citizens together. So what exactly is going on in Honduras?
Well, recently there's been a coup in Honduras, which means that...
Break down coup. What's that?
Well, in the bare sense, so Aunt Jane can understand it, you can say that a group that is not the government, be it military or whatnot, has come in and taken over. They have ousted President Zelaya, and he's been replaced with President Michelet. And so what's happening in the international world is, well, how do you react to this new government that's in place that has violently placed themselves in the position of head of the country? And so everyone's kind of reevaluating their relationship with Honduras, and just as recently as today, there's news of the Organization of American States, which is an entity in the United Nations. They were thinking about kind of reevaluating their relationship with Honduras, and this is kind of a situation where Honduras says, well, before you fire me, I'm going to quit. And so before they had a chance to even say, well, we may not want you to be involved with us anymore, Honduras outs and they quit. They say, well, we don't want to become a member of this group. We no longer want to be a member of this group and participate. So they have quit that particular committee in the United Nations. And so it's very interesting. What that means for the United States is, how do we react to this new government in Honduras? Do we consider a legitimate government because it's come in such a violent way, with the military kind of taking over and pushing out the old president? How do we react to that? Do we negotiate with this country? Do we talk to it? Do we ignore it and pretend like it doesn't exist at all? Do we ignore this new government? And so around the world, these are the talks that are taking place. How do we react to the things that are going on in Honduras during this period of instability?
Mm-hmm. And of course, the eye is on the United States, the eye is on other countries. You know, legitimacy is something that we hear, a theme just coming up over and over again. Who recognizes who as a state? And by state we mean nation or a government. That government, that unit.
That's one of the prerequisites of statehood in the international arena, is being recognized by others, saying, hey, you exist. You know, if you look at several nation states in the world, no one's going to believe you're a nation state unless you are believed to be a nation state by other legitimate countries in the world. So this idea of a legitimate and stable government, it means the world, because literally no one's going to pay attention or negotiate with you unless you are perceived to be a real legitimate state.
So there you have it from our chief political analyst herself. I would like to again thank her so much for doing these 3 episodes with us. And I want you to know that our chief political analyst is here for us. You can send in questions to the nnews1 at yahoo.com. Send us messages on Facebook. Send us messages on Twitter. You know, if there's any other political questions or concerns or comments, we'll have her back on. She'll be happy to break it down for Aunt Jane to understand it. Break it down. That is what we're here for, and that's what we have at the end. So thank you again for watching. Remember our website, www.youtube.com/thennews. If you put the word then and the word news, you get the N News. Alright, so thank you for joining us for our global, what was that? Sweep around the world from one point to another. I'm James.